I bring best wishes from Nancy Lindberg, our Assistant Administrator for our Democracy, Conflict, and Humanitarian Affairs Bureau, who couldn't be here. And I was very happy to fill in, although no one said you will be the last of 19 speakers. So I'm looking at this as an opportunity. I thought going into this inaugural panel that we should accomplish three things. The first was to describe why this conference was important at this point in time, why resilience is critically important. And the second was to perhaps take a look at stock taking where we are, what have we accomplished in the past several years, and then of course to look forward and see what the key challenges would be going forward. I think on the first one, in terms of why we are here, why this conference is important, I'd give an A to the speakers so far. I think we've done a very good job of saying that chronic vulnerability persists despite billions of dollars of humanitarian assistance and traditional development approaches. And it matters because we will not be able to meet our most ambitious goals, including ending extreme poverty by 2030, or fulfill the promise of a new post-2015 development agenda without dealing with chronic vulnerability. And it matters because we've heard the call from leaders of governments and organizations and regional economic commissions that now is the time to do things differently. So very good marks on that one. What have we accomplished? What is sort of the backdrop to this conference? I think you've heard from our administrator, Raj Shah, kinds of things that USAID has been doing, that resilience is a very high priority of our organization. So I'm not going to go into that. We have taken policy, programmatic, and organizational steps, and maybe we can talk about that later, to put resilience as a very high priority of our organization. But, as a community, as a development and humanitarian community, we have done quite a bit, actually, in the past couple of years. We have supported, for example, and Jimmy mentioned the technical consortium, we have supported the development in the Horn of Africa of country programming papers, which are really resilience frameworks, drought resilience frameworks in the IGAD region. The governments through the ASIR process are now looking at their country investment plans and other strategic documents and in holding inclusive national dialogues to develop country resilience priorities. Maybe most importantly, governments have taken, as we've heard today, very important steps, including new agencies like the National Drought Management Authority, the Transformation Agency in Ethiopia, and others. They have taken important policy commitments and financial commitments as well. So I think we can say that, again, a lot has happened. On the other hand, we all know, and we've heard some of the challenges that we need to address going forward. And let me just pose four more, or perhaps reiterate some that have been mentioned in passing. I would say, first of all, we need better access to and the ability to translate into decision-making primary data. We need better baseline data. We need to make it more accessible and more usable. Secondly, I think we need to translate the commitments that we've heard about today into operational effectiveness. So, for example, when the next drought comes, are we really going to be in a position to transfer from early warning to early action? Is it really going to happen? Thirdly, I think we need to move from the still very good but quite disparate efforts in the field to collective action and collective impact. I think this is a real key to going forward, which means we have to look at the outcomes not solely of individual programs and projects, but at collective impact and collective outcomes. And finally, I would suggest that we need to invest in knowledge. We need to capture the best evidence-based approaches. And I would suggest we need to build a global learning platform to do that. This would require our support for cross-regional and cross-initiative learning. And I think one of the keys to dealing with these several challenges will be to strengthen our partnerships as we go forward, as we've heard today. And USAID is thinking about a number of ways in which we can help build stronger partnerships. I think we need that stronger connective tissue across initiatives and across regions. Thank you very much.